Okay, is it recording? I think so. All right, guys. We have some people jumping on late, but that's cool. Let me try to make this bigger. Okay. So welcome to our first team call of 2017, which is super exciting. I can't believe that it's already 2017. I feel like 2016 went by way too fast, but that's okay. So for the recording, this is our call. It's January 10th, 2017. My name is Samantha Rosenthal, and this is Team Bold Fitness Team Call. So today I wanted to talk to everybody. I can't do the things. I wanted to talk to everybody about making simple steps and having the correct mindset to rock 2017. Because I think 2016 went a little bit differently than everybody thought. That's okay. I was just talking to somebody and it was like, I think it was a growing year, and 2017 gets to be an action year. So with that being said, we have to get in the right mindset to be able to take action to reach our goals. I can't figure out these. Hi, Danae. Cannot figure out these headphones. So I want us to start. If I could put inspirational music or figure out how to put this on in the background, I would totally do it, like some dramatic, like Rocky moment kind of a thing, because that's what I want us to think of. Is I want us to think back to, well, first think back to when you were a little kid and when fear wasn't really a thing and you just got to dream big and not worry. So, you know, when someone asked you what you wanted to be when you grew up, you just said whatever you wanted, and you had, like, I don't want to say ridiculous because I love the innocence of kids, right? Like, I'm going to live in a castle and I'm going to have, I said I was going to have 12 kids and live in a castle, and like, I don't think I was going to be a movie star, but I would like always say I was going to be famous, and like just something kind of, just whatever I wanted. The stars were the limit, and there was nothing holding you back because you didn't have the influence of the world to kind of shut you down. So I want us to think back to when we decided to become a Beachbody coach. Now, for some of us, we had just like dominated a fitness program and we were feeling freaking on fire. And so you wanted to like tell everybody about it, because like for me, it was the first time that I'd ever stuck to a fitness program or stuck to a nutrition program ever before in my life and actually got results. So you're feeling amazing. You know, maybe it was, for some of you, you start drinking Shakeology, and so you're feeling just like healthy and energized and like just this natural like level of energy. And you just kind of feel, I don't want to say on top of the world, but I will say I felt pretty dang good when I decided to be a coach. Like I just felt really empowered, and I didn't think about anything negative. I just thought about everything optimistic, that I saw this opportunity and I was going to frickin' run with it. And so then you start thinking of your dreams, and you start thinking, you know, big dreams, right? Like you were a kid again. So you're like, well, I'm going to have a six-pack and I'm going to go and vacation 3 times a year on a tropical beach, and we're going to pay off all of our debt and all of these amazing things. And it's all awesome empowerment, passion. Now, think of that, bottle it up, think of your feelings, and hold it. Don't let anything else go into your brain, because I know what comes next. I know what comes after when you start dreaming really big. I know what slips into your brain. So you have to stop and just bottle that up for just a second, and I'm going to tell you a story. And if you've heard this story before, you'll probably not care that you hear it again because it's awesome. It's the elephant mindset. And I'm going to actually read it, so it's not me. So it's called the elephant mindset, and it starts, as my friend was passing the elephants, he suddenly stopped, confused by the fact that there were these huge creatures and that they were being held by only a rope tied to their legs. It was obvious that the elephants could at any time break away from the ropes that they were tied to, but for some reason they didn't. My friend saw a trainer nearby, and he asked what these beautiful, magnificent animals, why they just stood there and made no attempt to get away. Well, he said, when they were really young and much smaller, we used the same size rope to tie them at that age. It's enough to hold them back. But as they grow, they continue to believe that they cannot break away. They believe that the rope can still hold them. So they never try to break free. My friend was amazed that these animals could at any time break away free from their bonds, but because they believed that they couldn't, they were stuck and they never did. The powerful and gigantic creatures has limited its present abilities by the limitations of its past. Like the elephants, how many of us go through life holding on to the belief that we cannot do something simply because we failed to do it once before? How many of us refuse to attempt something new and challenging because of our so-called mindset? Your attempt may fail, but never fail to make the attempt. Choose not to accept the false boundaries and limitations created by the past. So I don't know if you guys have heard that before, but that's one of my favorite kind of analogies to life, is that we set the limitations that we have in our life. And it's, oh my gosh, sorry, I can still hear her crying and it's totally distracting me. Oh my gosh. So what I think of is the world, is the limitations of the rope. So if you know what he's talking about like at a circus, you know how they're like just tied up, or like if you think of Dumbo, how they're all just tied up like the little rope, like to one to the other, and like nobody tries to break free because they're told their whole life that they cannot get out of this rope, and so they just believe that that's the truth. So I think of it like, in this society, in this world we live in, it's a wonderful, wonderful world, but at the same time, we're told that it's okay to, it's normal, and it's okay to feel depressed. It's okay, it's normal to feel stressed, overworked, overweight, in debt, upset. It's okay to feel upset in your marriage or relationship. It's normal to yell at your kids. It's normal of all these negative things. And this is just the mindset of most people. These are the limitations that people don't ever try to break out of because it's what their neighbor, their parents, anybody else around them is feeling the same way. It's just normal. It's just normal to be in debt. It's just normal to clock in and out every single day at a job. And instead of fighting for your own dreams, working for someone else's. So I want us to get in the mindset to break that rope, to decide your own reality, that whatever you dream big and whatever your vision is for your life, that you can have that because you're setting your rope. So if your rope, it breaks, hold on one second, I'm sorry. pop her on the boob.
What's wrong?
Okay, everyone. Sorry. I'll unmute you so that this isn't too. How's everyone? Hi, another baby. Good. Someone is not crying.
She's her baby. She's concerned.
She's concerned. I know. I don't know why she's crying so hard. She's so upset. Kaylee, this usually doesn't happen. So I apologize. We usually have our kids and all this in the team call, but usually one's not screaming bloody murder. Kind of embarrassed, guys. Well, Kaylee, this is Crystal and Nancy, and Danae was just here. Or I think she's still here. I just can't see everybody.
Mila. Mila. Mila.
All right, this is what we're going to do.
Oh my
Okay. We're going to turn, we're going to bounce, and we're going to talk. Perfect. Okay. All right, I will finish what I was saying. I so apologize. Okay. Okay. So what we were just talking about, Kaylee, for you to join, is that I told this elephant story. And the elephant is this creature who, you know, obviously, like way back in the day, you would go to circuses and you would see these huge elephants and they would just be obeying everybody. Because when they were really little, they tie this rope around their leg and it can control them. So they can pull the rope and it can stop them from moving. So then they get huge, and you know, elephants are like gigantic, massive creatures, and they trying to get away because they have the mindset that they can't, that the rope can control them. So in this day and age, we have the mindset to limit our beliefs. Oh, I know. Killing me, Smalls. So what we are doing in this team and in this Beachbody culture, it's not just our team, is we're breaking the mold. We're breaking the mold out of unhappy and overweight and sad and depressed and stressed, and we're deciding our own reality. Now, with that reality is really hard because fear is a real life thing, even though it's totally not. Because biologically, why we have fear is because you know, lions, tigers, and bears used to chase us, and that's why. So fear was put into our biology so that we could stop dying, basically, so we could have that instinct of fight or flight. But we still have that, even though we're not in physical danger on like a day-to-day basis. That fear still creeps into our brain, but it creeps into our brain when we dream really big and we see the possibility of big right in front of us. It's really easy for that fear to creep up. So when we, in the beginning, when we were talking about bottling those really, positive emotions. I know, and I don't know, I can't speak for every woman, but I bet I could guess that when you start dreaming really, really big, and when you start thinking really big, and I start thinking really powerful thoughts, fear creeps up and self-doubt creeps in like real hard. So the bigger I dream, when I set my vision, and when you get really, really specific, because that's what you should do. You should see your life and know exactly where you're going. Because if you don't have a destination, you don't know how to get there. So when I get real specific with my dream and I say, this team, Team Bold Fitness, is going to be a 6-figure earning business. It's going to be a 5-star diamond by the end of the year. And we're going to have over 100 people. At the same time, fear creeps in and says, no. It says, oh no, that's really scary. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if Sam, you can't lead a team like that. Who has that stuff come up in their brain? Like, I know I do. When I tell myself I'm going to be super consistent this month, it is the mindset and the limitations that we've, had and unfortunately kind of instilled into us that, no, everyone's going to say no to your challenge group, Sam. Everyone's going to say no. Nobody wants to. And it's really hard to break that mold. Oh, someone's trying. Not me, I'm over here. But we have to break that mindset. And that's the first step in anything that you do. And that's the most amazing thing about coaching, is that personal development is built into our vital behaviors. So mindset is something you have to set. It doesn't matter anything else in the business if you don't have the correct mindset, and if you have fear that's just overtaking you, that's what you need to handle first. Fear of failure is something we all have to get through to be able to succeed at any level. It could be a fear to post on social media. It could be a fear to invite. It could be a fear to do a team call when your baby is freaking gonna cry the whole time. Like, fear is, it looks the same and it feels the same, but it's different for everyone. So it's so important to remind yourself every day, and just to say this statement, it's not even, almost like you don't even have to believe it yet. You just have to say it over and over and over, because eventually you will. Is that fear or failure is not the opposite of success. It is a step towards it. So every time you fail, freaking celebrate. Every time you kind of stumble through a Facebook post and you're like, I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I'm doing it anyways. That is a step closer to success. That is a step closer to mastery. Every time that you send an invite and you're like, I don't really know, here we go, I don't really know what I'm talking about, that's a step closer to mastery. Every single invite you send, you get better at it. There's no doubt at that. So if you feel, unfortunately, the answer when we're scared is to do it more. So if you're scared to invite, you have to do it 10 times more to get it down. If you're scared to post, you have to do it 10 times more just to get it down. So I hope that that is not discouraging, because once you get over that hump of that fear and that tackling of it, even though it hasn't gone away completely, but you just tackle it a little bit each day, you're going to feel more and more empowered and more in control of your reality. Remember that fear is only in our brains. I was going to look up the exact numbers, but I didn't. I forgot until right this moment. But in 2016, I contacted 957 people. So that was my new contacts of my just saying, hey, how are you messages. And I invited X amount of people. And only one person out of all of those people had a semi-negative response. Semi-negative. It wasn't even negative. It was like semi-negative. That kind of made me like, ooh, sorry about that. But it wasn't because of anything I said, is that she had an eating disorder and she had her own demons. And so me saying, hey, would you like to join my free clean eating group, brought up stuff on her, not on me. So the fear of kind of like what's going to happen when I invite people, you know, even though I know this logically because I invited X amount of people in 2016 and only one kind of had a negative response, nobody's going to yell at you. Nobody's going to scream at you. The worst that happens is someone doesn't answer. And how many times does that happen? All the time. All the time. But no one ever says, I hate you for inviting me to this experience. That doesn't happen. So the fear is just in our brains. It's not really there. So when we set goals like, you know, whatever they are, whether it's a rank goal or a success club goal or an income goal, and we think, oh my gosh, that's impossible, know that that's just a big word. People have come and done some incredible things because they set their mind to it. Like you think about Oprah and you think about, you know, Steve Jobs, all these people who they were told that what they were doing, it was impossible, and they did it anyways. You know, taking examples outside of Beachbody, you know, think about all those people or athletes who create like incredible advances, you know, times on the track stars who like do incredible things, or the swimmers, and people said it was impossible and they did it. It's not impossible. We just have to set our mind and have the right mindset and choose our own reality. Now, I have to say it, even though it's hard for me to, because I know every one of you and I know every one of your stories. I know your wants, I know your dreams. I know what you don't like in your life right now, but it's not okay to not do the work. Because if you don't do the work, nothing's going to change. And I care too much about myself and about you to let us settle, right? We're not going to settle in the things that we don't like. If we don't like something about ourselves or about our situation, we need to make a change. We have to. And we can't just think it's just going to happen, because it's not. And I learned that the hard way in a lot of aspects in my life, is that I kind of thought that I had worked really hard in other areas of my life, so this should just come easy. Or I had been through really hard things, and so this should just come easy. But that's not how this works. If we want something to change in our lives, we have to do the work. It just has to happen. Now, a lot of us, okay, I'm gonna try to sit back down now. A lot of us know what we should do. Well, we all know what we should be doing. You know, we should eat clean. We should drink our Shakeology. We should do our workouts. We should send our invites out. But you have to turn your shoulds into a must. It's when we make that decision that our business is going to grow. So when, you know, like, just like we go to our regular jobs, our 9-to-5 jobs, or we feed our kids at night, or you walk the dog, things that are a must, we have to make our business aspects a must as well. It should just be a daily, everyday habit, just like we shower, or like I said, walk the dog, feed the kids, things that are a must. And then, you know, besides all of that, know your worth. Know that you deserve whatever it is. You know, I always use debt-free because it's something that, it's like, if you've read or if you've listened to The Power of Vulnerability, that's a shame trigger for me, is because I just grew up and money was a stressful thing. Getting school clothes was a stressful thing. It was uncomfortable. It made me feel bad. It made a pit in my stomach. It always has. And so I know that I deserve to work hard and get results, not just work hard and get no results. Because I'm going to tell you, John and I both have, you know, steady jobs. I'm a teacher. I'm a special ed teacher, always in demand, right? John has a good job, but we will not get debt-free in the next like 15 years if we don't do something outside of the normal everyday clock in, clock out of work. It won't happen. 15 years of that pit in my stomach. And that's if nothing else comes up. Nothing else comes up. A car doesn't break down. A medical emergency doesn't come up. Or if we don't have any more kids. Like, it's a scary thing. And I have decided to know my worth. I've decided to know that I deserve to not have that. I deserve to feel stress-free in regards to money. I deserve that. So know your worth. Whatever it is that gives you the most want or desire or pit in your stomach or whatever, know that you deserve it. Write it down, put it everywhere in your room, in your car, everywhere. Know what you deserve and know that you are worth it. You only have one life, so we might as well really work hard and get to what we want, right? Because I was thinking about this today. It is totally normal for people to work full-time and go to school, right? Like, we hear that and we're like, oh, good for you. What are you going to school for? And it's like 4 years, like on average. And that's a 4-year investment that people put into, and they know that things are going to be better on the other side, but they know 4 years of it's going to be hell. Not hell, but you know what I mean. Like, long nights, a lot of work. Now, what if we thought about that way in our business? Like, okay, I'm going to work hard for 4 years on my business. It's an investment. It's going to be hard because I have a full-time job and I'm working this. But after this 4 years, my life is going to be completely different. Completely different. That's hard for people to swallow, right? You tell people, well, I'm working my coaching business, and they're like, that's different. But if you were to tell them I was going to school at night, nobody would think anything different. It's deciding your reality, right? We have to decide what is important and worth it to us. So that was kind of my preach, right? Preach with the crying baby. Interesting. So now what do? How do we work this mindset into your everyday life? So you're going to wake up every single day from now forward. So January 11th, moving forward for forever, you're going to wake up every day and remind yourself that what you already know. You know that you're strong and that you can do this and that you deserve that every single dream to come true. And when you need to be reminded of that because you move from the no into the doubt, you're going to dive into some personal development. And the best thing about that is that it's already a vital behavior of something you should be doing every single day. For the last probably 3 weeks or more, I've listened to the exact same Tony Robbins YouTube video when I wake up and when I work out. I listen to it into the shower and as I'm getting ready. And I hear something different every single time. But it's a guarantee for me that I'm going to feel really, really empowered and to know that I am worth this work, that it's worth something, that I'm not just, putting a penny into a jar every single day to not get a return on this, that I'm putting a penny into this jar every single day and it's going to be worth it because I deserve every single one of my dreams to come true. So that's step 1, is your mindset. And when we get there, then in regards to your business, you're going to break this down into your power hour every single day. And this needs to be just mechanical. Take all emotions out of this. Every single emotion is leaving you. And you're going to add 2 to 5 friends to your Facebook. So send those friend requests. You're going to, when you post on social media and people comment or like on your fitness ones, you're going to write them down on a list. You're going to start 5 new conversations every single day. And immediately you're going to say, oh my gosh, what do I say? You're going to say, hey, how are you? That's it. And you're going to listen, and you're going to love people, and you're going to learn about their lives. That's it. Hey, how are you? I saw you just got married. Hey, how are you? How was Christmas? Hey, how are you? Your baby is gorgeous. That's it. You're going to love on other people. It is not uncomfortable, and it's not awkward for the receiving person. In our minds, we think that this is uncomfortable because we know that we are coaching for Beachbody. But I sent 952 or 47 messages last year, and I gained a lot of friends. I wasn't looking for only people who were going to get me Success Club points or only people who were going to join my team. I loved on 947 people last year just because, and I don't have any regrets about it. And I don't think, and if someone didn't want to talk to me, they just didn't answer. Like, that's the fact of it. If someone doesn't want to talk, they're just not going to answer you. But people love to feel loved. They love to feel like they matter. And for you to say, hi, how are you? How's your Christmas? Could make a huge difference in someone's day. So take the emotion out of it and start 5 conversations. And then you're going to invite 2 people to join you every single day to your challenge groups. And when you're struggling with, who to invite or, what they're going to say or anything like that, you're going to remember that this is a recommendation. You're inviting them to join you, just like you're inviting someone to come to a restaurant with you, or you're inviting someone to come to a movie with you that you really love. It is okay if they say no, and it's not against you. You're going to just say, hey, this is random. I'm doing this. If you want to join me, I would so love to have you because I think you're super awesome. Period. That's it. And you're going to love them if they say yes, and you're going to love them if you say no. And then when the people just aren't ready right now, you're going to follow up after month, and you're going to let them know that you still love them and you would still love to have them. And then you're going to engage in your challenge groups, and you're going to think about posts that would motivate people and add value to their lives, sharing a recipe or sharing a motivation or anything like that. That is it. Take the emotion out of it. It is simple. We overcomplicate this business with our own feelings, with our own insecurities, with our own thoughts, with our own fears. But in reality, that is it. That power hour, that list right there, that is this business. There is nothing else to it. And we just get to love on people. And how freaking awesome is that? I started really, really, really remembering to just enjoy my conversations and not to think about anything else and just to enjoy the process. It's kind of like, and this could just be other people or me, but other people might not think the same way I do. But, I think about my house, and my house is like super dirty all the time, or messy, not dirty, messy. And it doesn't matter if I clean up the kitchen, like it's dirty the next day. So instead of hating and getting upset every time I had to do the dishes, or every time I had to do another load of laundry, or every time I had to vacuum because my cats and their freaking hair everywhere, I started to just enjoy it and make it fun and like put on music and have it part of our routine. I chase Carter with the vacuum, and I watch The Walking Dead. I've watched the Walking Dead I think 6 times start to finish on Netflix, everyone. I don't like to switch it up. I like the same exact show. I watch Netflix in the kitchen while I clean the kitchen, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the daily, unsexy parts of my day because that's what it is. So I applied that to my business. I just enjoy when I get to sit down and send these messages and love on people and get to know people. I just enjoy it because I'm going to really, really enjoy it when all of these things connect. When me just enjoying my power hour and loving people and loving on everyone and inviting them to join my journey to make it their journey, when it connects with my dreams coming true, I'm going to be freaking happy, and I'm going to be dancing when I do the vacuum and all of these things. So we have to just have the correct mindset, take the emotion out of it, and do this simple, simple, simple steps for your power hour. And to make it even more simple, you're going to look right here. We have all the dates of everything for January, and I'll have them soon for February, so that we take the emotion and we take the thinking and we take the planning out of it. You have a challenge group starting this day. Tomorrow, January 11th, you are going to start inviting for our February, please hold, let me pull up the calendar. I can tell you right now what day it is. You know, this group goes, the health bet is 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. So we'll start our next challenge group on the 6th, February 6th. You're going to start inviting right now, tomorrow, for February 6th. And you're going to invite different people every day. That was a mistake I made in the beginning, is that I thought that these people were going to come around. But people take months and months and months to come around. And that's okay. And that's a great thing that we run groups every month, because they know when they're ready, they can come. But we can't wait for them. We can't. Because we would never grow. And we have lots of people to help in this world, and we need to help them. So we can't wait for anyone. So tomorrow is going to start the most consistent month of your business ever. And you're going to start inviting, and you're just going to say, let me take a sip. Hey, this is super random, but I would love, or what do I say? I say it every single time. Here, I'll pull it up right now. Just like we say, who do I invite today? Janelle. Yep, right here. I said, okay, this is pretty random, but I wanted to invite you to my health and fitness accountability group. I'm not even sure if it's your thing, but I thought of you and I wanted to see. If it's something you could be interested in, let me know. I would so love to have you. Period. Send it. Next person. That's it. We have to take the emotion out of it. And for a long time, I would sit and stare at my phone. Yesterday, I'll tell you, yesterday was a really bad emotional day, like hormones galore. And I know we all have these, and we read into our lives way too much. It took me 6 hours to get through my power hour. 6. We had a snow day. John was home, and I was like, I have to do work. And he was like, okay, do work. So I would like come in the computer room, and I'd like look at my list, and I'd like, look around, and then I'd like end up scrolling on Facebook. I was avoiding. It wasn't because I was distracted. I was 100% avoiding, and I can't even tell you why. There was not one specific fear sticking out in my life or my brain, but it was fear. It was fear of something, and I was just letting it control me, and I wasted an entire day, but I didn't stop. I was like, I'm going to get through this dang power hour because I'm supposed to do this every single day, and I know I love it. So I did. I made it through. Today, I got through my power hour in 1 hour. It's like, because I let my fear and my mindset was off yesterday, was completely how my day went. Today, I woke up and I started right. I did my workout, and I listened to that same YouTube video that I've been listening to, and I busted out my work. Some people have answered me, some people haven't, and that's okay, because I have my plan. I have my simple steps, and my mindset was right. And so therefore, I'm ready to rock 2017. And I know not every day is going to be great, but as long as we have more great days than, fear controlled days, then it's going to be a great year, and you're going to get to where you want to be. We just have to do it, and don't worry about anything. For the people who are totally new to coaching, it can seem so overwhelming, even when you're not new. Let me scratch that statement completely. Even with me, you see people posting, and you see other coaches talking about things, and you're like, crap, I didn't even talk about the health bet, or crap, I didn't even do this. Who cares? Who cares? Really, truly, who cares? Because it does not matter as long as you're doing those things. You're doing your vital behaviors. You're inviting people. You're loving on people. You're doing your personal development, and you're being proof the products work. That is all that matters. The rest of it is just fluff and extra stuff. And one day we can add in that extra stuff, but right now we don't need to. So if all you have is a notebook pad and a pen, and that's how you're doing, and you're keeping track of people, that's fantastic. It does not matter. So I hope everyone feels pretty excited, because I feel super pumped up right now. One, because I just like rocked a baby for half of the call, but I just know that this is going to be a great year. I felt like last year was going to be a great year, but I think it was a really good growing year for everyone. We all kind of learned a lot, and now we just get to execute and freaking dominate because I'm ready to dominate. I don't know about you guys. I'm ready to get results. So that is it. And this picture is in the team page, just so you know. Oh, that little line went away. Oh, and it didn't. Oh, it is recording. Yay! So everyone gets to forever fast forward through that really awkward phase when I had to like go get my baby and stuff. Hold on. Okay, I'll stop recording.